Desert Storm, the Battle of Scorched Earth. The mission was simple: penetrate enemy territory, disable a rogue weapons facility, and get out. But nothing about the desert was simple. A heat wave shimmered off the sands as Viper Team, a covert unit of elite operatives, moved in under cover of dawn. Engines rumbled low, convoy tires slicing through dunes like knives. A satellite feed showed enemy patrols ahead, armed and mobile. Command's voice crackled through the headset. Engage only if necessary. The wind began to pick up. A sandstorm was building. Perfect cover or potential chaos, they couldn't tell yet. The silence was cut by the distant roar of approaching enemy vehicles. The trap was set. Viper had walked right into it. But they didn't stop. They accelerated. The battle hadn't started yet, but the desert was already choosing sides. And like always, it would favor no one. The team tightened formation. The countdown had begun. Out of nowhere, bullets tore into the sand, kicking up plumes of dust and fire. The enemy had superior ground, hiding in rock formations and ridgelines. Viper Team responded with precision. Suppression fire rang out as operatives flanked left and right, using dune shadows for cover. Their armored vehicle took a hit, minor damage, but it slowed them down. Air support had yet to arrive. Communication was patchy. A rocket-propelled grenade exploded just meters ahead, flipping a scout drone out of the sky. Every second felt stretched. Sand-filled lungs, eyes, and weapons. Still, the team pushed forward, returning fire, moving in fluid patterns born from years of training. One soldier sprinted through open terrain, drawing fire to give his unit an opening. It worked. They breached the ambush perimeter. It was a small win, but they knew better. In this desert, one victory only meant another storm was coming. As if summoned by chaos, the sandstorm descended without warning. Winds roared across the battlefield, reducing visibility to near zero. Communication failed completely. GPS signals flickered. The sun vanished behind a wall of moving sand, and with it, all bearings. Viper Team switched to infrared, moving by instinct and thermal scans. The enemy used the cover too. Snipers fired blind, hoping for lucky hits. In this madness, friendly fire was a constant threat. The sound of gunfire became muffled, almost distant, like war underwater. One soldier was separated from the squad, moving through orange haze alone. Breathing became hard, filters clogged with dust. But training took over. Movement stayed deliberate. Orders were given with hand signals, barely visible in the blur. In that storm, no side had an advantage. The fight became primal, not about tactics, but survival. And in survival, only the most disciplined endure. The storm began to break, revealing flashes of steel in the sky. Air support had arrived. 2 fighter jets roared overhead, dropping precision bombs on enemy fortifications. Explosions lit up the desert like lightning, turning night back into day for brief seconds. Viper Team used the chaos to their advantage, storming bunkers and clearing out resistance. The ground shook with every impact, but their formation never broke. One jet was hit. Smoke trailed behind it as it limped away, escorted by a drone. No time to mourn, just reload and press on. The enemy's numbers thinned, but desperation made them dangerous. They launched a counterattack with everything they had: technical trucks, mortars, even suicide drones. But Viper had momentum. Fire met fire. Smoke and sand mixed in the air, turning the battlefield into a surreal inferno. It was no longer about who had more firepower. It was who would outlast the other. At the heart of the desert lay the target, a fortified weapons facility hidden behind blast walls and automated turrets. Viper approached under heavy fire. Drones buzzed overhead, jamming signals and dropping flares. One soldier hacked into the gate controls under fire, cutting the locks in under 30 seconds. They breached. Inside was chaos. Tight corridors, booby traps, and hidden fighters. Room by room, Viper cleared the compound. They found what they feared: crates of chemical weapons and a makeshift launch platform. The countdown had already begun. A tech specialist moved in, racing the clock to disable the system. Meanwhile, the team held the perimeter, pinned down by waves of enemy fighters. Each second counted. One mistake, and the payload would go live. Then success. The system shut down. Lights flickered out. The facility went dark. But outside, a new threat loomed. Reinforcements were incoming, and the fight wasn't over yet. With the mission accomplished, but no exit in sight, Viper fell back to a high ridge. Their goal, hold the line until extraction. Ammunition was low, morale lower, but retreat wasn't an option. The ridge offered one advantage: height. They set claymores, dug in positions, and prepared for the wave. It came fast. Dozens of enemy vehicles tore across the desert, backed by technicals and gunships. Viper met them with all they had left: rifles, grenades, and raw grit. The ridge became a furnace of fire and fury. Every soldier fought like it was their last battle. Some were hit, others pressed on. At the peak, a sniper held the line, dropping targets with machine-like calm. Time crawled. Then the unmistakable sound: Black Hawk helicopters inbound. Extraction was near, but so were the final enemy lines. It all came down to one final push. One last stand, not for glory, but survival. Blackhawks thundered overhead, blasting sand in every direction as they touched down. Medics rushed out. Survivors limped aboard. Some didn't make it. The cost of victory was written on every face. As the last helicopter lifted, Viper watched the compound burn behind them. What they stopped would have caused devastation beyond imagination. A dirty bomb nearly activated. Cities, lives, futures spared by seconds. Back at base, the debrief was silent. Footage showed how close failure had been, but no medals were handed out. Just quiet nods. Gear was cleaned, names were marked, and the desert, it went silent again. War didn't end here. It simply shifted, waiting for its next chapter. For now, Viper rests, but if the call comes again, they'll answer. If this story moved you, like and subscribe to Timeless Legend. Share this video to honor the bravery of those who fight in silence, far from home.